Good morning, dear students. In this chapter, we'll discuss about programming guidelines. So, before you write some programs, we have to know some important points and guidelines. First is tabs. Whenever you press the key, tab keywords, tabs are set every 3 spaces. Every 3 spaces का जितना स्पेस होता है टैब की दबाने से उतना स्पेस वो शिफ्ट होता है कर्सर. So variables and method names are lowercase letter. Variables and method names are lowercase letter with occasional uppercase letter in the middle. Classes names start with an uppercase letter. Constant names are uppercase with an occasional underscore. So class constant names are always uppercase होता है, कभी कभी underscore होता है. There are spaces like keywords and surrounding binary operators. There are spaces after keywords and surrounding binary operators. So braces must line up horizontally or vertically. No magic number may be used. Every method except for main and overridden library method must have comment. So at most 30 lines of code may be used for per method. No continuous break is allowed. All non-final variables must be private. So these are the 11 rules you have to remember. So next is your general concept. A computer system cannot perform any tasks on its own. Programming guidelines are also known as programming methodology, which includes various developmental model like waterfall model, spiral model, and developing environment. That is a developing environment. You know that is a IDE package. So you know already in a previous class I discussed about already waterfall model, a set of steps which we follow to designing a project. A spiral model is also a set of steps to it is a guidelines to design a project or big software. So we have to follow some rules and regulations like waterfall model, spiral model, RAD using ID. So these are known as programming methodology. What is a program? A program is a set of instructions provided to a computer system to perform a specific task. Without programs, a computer becomes useless. A simple program is divided into various parts. First one is instruction. What is instruction? These are the code segment that contains some steps which are needed to execute by the CPU or central processing unit. An instruction is generally composed of two basic elements. First is operator. It defines the action carried out by the processor. Operand is pieces of data on which the specified operation is performed. Operands are commonly known as variables. Constant, it is an identifier with fixed value. Those values used in a program for comparing the data are known as constant. Modular approach. The modular approach to programming is a technique in which large programs split into a number of small parts commonly known as module. Each module is designed to perform a specific task, such as to calculate the gross pay of an employee in a payroll system. A module may be further split into sub-module where each sub-module is composed of self-contained set of instructions. So this is the modular approach. The main program can be divided into many modules and each module can be divided into sub module. So this is suppose this is a main program which is divided here in this picture into module 1 and module 2. Again module 1 is divided into sub module A, sub module B, sub module C, and module 2 is again divided into sub module A, sub module B, and sub module C. So this is the modular approach. One program can be divided into many sub program, and this sub program is again divided into again sub programs. So in this way, we keep you divide the problem into sub problem. Then it is easier for the programmer to write the program for that. And lastly, he has to integrate the small program into large program. So this technique is known as modular approach. As shown in the above diagram, main program which is very large is divided into sub module named module 1 and module 2. A big problem is divided into two small problem. These two module can be further divided into discrete sub-module, which gives us an easy way to handle a problem. Next is what is the advantage of modular programming? एक बड़ा प्रोग्राम को डिवाइड करने से क्या बेनिफिट होता है? इट इज इजियर टू टेस्ट एंड डिबग द इंडिविजुअल मॉड्यूल एज कम्पेयर टू ए लॉन्ग प्रोग्राम. एक साथ अगर लॉन्ग प्रोग्राम लिखोगे तो इसमें से एरर फाइंड आउट करने के लिए और उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए डिफिकल्टी होता है. तो उसको स्मॉल स्मॉल पार्ट में डिवाइड कर देने से, उसको टेस्ट करने से टेस्ट करने में और डिबग करने में आसानी होता है. So that is the advantage, first point. Second point is the modular program is easier to understand. Modular program को समझने के लिए आसानी होता है because उसका साइज कम होता है, less number of instruction होता है. Next one is it is easier to modify a modular program by modification or replacement of individual module. It is easier to modify modular program by modification or replacement of individual module. So modules can be developed in a general way to modules can be developed in a general way. So this can be used with other program. Next is what are the disadvantages of modular programming. So modular programs need more storage and time of execution. Next, integration of various modules into a single program may not be an easy task. तो छोटा छोटा प्रॉब्लम सब मॉड्यूल को इंटीग्रेट करके बड़ा प्रॉब्लम करने में थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी होता है. नेक्स्ट इज टेस्टिंग एंड डिबगिंग ऑफ सेपरेट मॉड्यूल टेक्स लॉन्ग टाइम. टेस्टिंग एंड डिबगिंग ऑफ ईच मॉड्यूल takes long time, and maintaining a link between different module is also a difficult job. सो छोटा छोटा मॉड्यूल को प्रोग्राम करेंगे, टेस्ट करेंगे, डिबग करेंगे, उसको मिला के बड़ा प्रोग्राम करने में थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी होता है. मेंटेनिंग ए लिंक बिटवीन डिफरेंट मॉड्यूल is a difficult job. So next we will discuss different approach are used in order to design a program consisting of modules. So हम लोग मॉड्यूल प्रोग्राम बनाने के लिए डिफरेंट अप्रोच हम लोग फॉलो करते हैं. सो डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस आर यूज्ड इन ऑर्डर टू डिजाइन ए प्रोग्राम कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ मॉड्यूल्स आर. फर्स्ट इज टॉप डाउन डिजाइन. So top-down design means one programming approach that has proven to be most productive is called top-down decomposition. Top-down decomposition is the process of breaking the overall procedure or task into component parts modules and then subdivided each component module until the lowest level of detail has been reached. It is called top-down design or top-down decomposition since we start at the top with a general problem and design specific solution to its sub-problem. In order to obtain an effective solution for the main problem, it is desirable that the sub-problems should be independent to each other. Then each sub-problem can be solved and tested by itself. The top level of the decomposition is the highest level of the overall plan. Unfortunately, there is no single formula that will decompose a complex problem into individual tasks. The strategy involves top-down reduction of the processing until a level is reached where each of the individual processes consists of one self-contained task. This is relatively easy to understand and can be programmed in a few instructions. सो टॉप डाउन अप्रोच में ये हम लोग डिजाइन करेंगे, स्टार्ट करेंगे, मेन प्रोग्राम से डिजाइन करना स्टार्ट करेंगे. उसके बाद मॉड्यूल 1 मॉड्यूल 2 का डिजाइनिंग करेंगे. उसके बाद हम लोग लोअर लेवल तक पहुंचेंगे. सो दिस इज अ टॉप डाउन डिजाइन अप्रोच. अनदर वन इज बॉटम अप. In bottom-up design, it begins at the lowest level of module or subprogram and progresses upward to the design to the main program or main module. To determine the order of execution, a structure chart is needed, and to complete the bottom-up design, a development of drivers is needed. Using bottom-up design strategy, we can take an already existing computer program as a model for our new program. We try to utilize the existing facilities or design in a way which gives our programs a better performance. Next one is your running and debugging a program. How to run a program and debugging a program. Debugging means correction error. Bug means error, and to correct the error is known as debugging. So what is running? Running a program is also known as executing process for finding whether the current coded program run correctly or not and produce the output we want. It is an important step in program development by which a user ensures that a program code is correct and all their modules are working in a systematic manner. And what is debugging is a process. What is debugging? Debugging is a process of finding a reducing number of error and defect in a computer program. Debugger is a computer program that let you run your program line by line and examine the value of the variable which are passed into a function. It helps to figure out why a program is not running the way you expected. The art of pinpointing a bug and fixing it is also known as debugging, and when all bugs are cleared out, then the program code is correct and error free. A debugging process can be divided into three main parts. So debugging process can be uh, it is divided into three main parts. First one is identifying a bug, second one is classifying a bug, and third one is fixing the bug. Identifying a bug, it is the first step to debugging, in which a user needs to focus on the program code and identify whether the code is infected by a bug or not. If a bug is served to cause the program to terminate abnormally, the existence of a bug becomes obvious. If the bug is minor and only causes the wrong result, it becomes much more difficult to detect the existence of a bug. Classifying a bug, this is an important step which uses a bug approach from the place where an error occur, analyze the code to classify the type of bug occurred in a program. Fixing the bug, this is the straightforward step after analyzing the original bug, in which you have to fix the bug which causes serious damage to a program and test the program after fixing it. So next topic is your error. An error is a flow. What is an error? An error is a flow, fault, or failure in a computer program that causes it to produce an incorrect or unexpected result, or to behave in unintended way. Most bug arise from mistake and error made by people in either a program source code or its design, or in framework and environment used by the such programs. Broadly, there are three types of error. First one is compile time error. All the error data detected and displayed by the Java compiler are known as compile time error. Whenever the compiler display an error, it will not able to run it. It is therefore necessary that we fix all the error before we can successfully compile and run the program. There are two categories of compile time error: syntax error and semantic error. What is syntax error? When a formal set of rules defined for writing a program in a particular language is not followed, then error raised is known as syntax error. So, syntax error occurs when syntax rules of any programming language are violated. Admins highlighted syntax error in designing state itself using the error indicator. Some of the common examples of syntax error are missing semicolon, parentheses, etc. Semantic error. This type of compile time error indicates an improper use of Java statements. This error occurs when statements are not meaningful. The words semantics relate to the meaning of words, sentences, or programs. For example, use of unclear variable comes under semantic error. Next is logical error. In the case a program cannot give any error but still giving an incorrect output, it is due to logical error. These errors occur due to mistakes of the program. This is the most difficult task to find and debug a logical error. For example, when a wrong formula is used to calculate any mathematical expression, it gives logical error. So in this topic, we are discussing about programming guidelines, top-down approach, bottom-up approach, and error and types of error. In the next class, we'll discuss about other topics. Thank you.